And welcome back to the Zanpakuto Creation Series. This episode comes to us from the what was it? Lord High Admiral Squid. I knew it was a combination of those words. Lord High Admiral Squid, who asked the question, "What is the Zanpakuto of Kurumi Tokisaki from Date a Live Girl?" A series that I'm very unfamiliar with. I have done the character a few times in other what is series, what is the Pokemon team, what is the Lantern Corps. But it's another character who I'm like, I don't know a lot about, so I have to go off like the wiki and stuff like that. So this is a character who's it's a series that involves like spirits, things along those lines. So she is actually a character who could fit very well into a Bleach universe, just based on the nature of who she and what she is. That said, what her Zanpakuto would be if she actually had a Soul Reaper Zanpakuto would be is is a little. I feel like it's a bit simplistic, but it makes sense. The character is someone who actually has a deep loathing of humanity and even doesn't like herself. Like she actually has a hatred of herself. And someone says, "I'm going to try to save you." Her response was to try to destroy everything. It's like, I am beyond saving. Don't try to save me. So it's very much, I feel like, a kind of easy answer. But when I started creating the Zanpakuto, I knew where I wanted to go after I started creating it. So what is the type of Zanpakuto this is? Well, it is actually an elemental type, believe it or not. I started with Keto because she didn't strike me as a melee type fighter. She didn't strike me as something a little bit more nuanced. But ultimately, I landed with elemental, and the reason for that will be apparent pretty soon. Her standard seal form, though, is a katana. The release is Never Forgive. This goes to the idea that she is both hateful towards humanity and hateful towards herself. The name of this Zanpakuto would be Burning Cat, or Ninsho Neko. Ninsho Neko, like such as Haineko's Ash Cat. This would be Ninsho Neko. Now this, I went with the idea that the Zanpakuto is it has a level of form based on an ability based on her love of animals. So she does in fact love animals, and she actually has a soft spot for cats particularly. So I actually ingrained that into the soul of her Zanpakuto. The Bankai would be the 9 lives of the burning cats, which would translate roughly speaking to. Do I have it up right now? No, I don't. Burning Kyato no Kokotsu no Inochi. Now, again, this is Google Translate, so it could have a very different name from that. But that is the rough translation the name would have. Its spear form, not surprisingly, would take the form of a burning cat, particularly more maybe like a burning like Neko person or girl, whatever. Like a cat humanoid, but who seems like very red in fur, fire-like in color, all that. And the form of it would actually be a whip. I see her, for some reason, a whip works well for me in the sense of a weapon that's a punishing weapon. It works well as a very versatile weapon too if you know how to use one, and it is a weapon commonly used to torture and punish individuals. Now, the effect of the Zanpakuto, as you might be able to guess here, is that it produces fire. It produces waves of fire. It produces, the whip is like constantly on fire, so you're capable of just throwing out blade whips of fire. Not blade, well, blade whip. Sure, I guess it is technically a blade still, though it has no edge. A blade whip though is kind of what Renji's Zabimaru is. But no, lashing of fire whips coming off of that. So that would be the basic effect of the Zanpakuto, and it works because the Zanpakuto is able to. The Zanpakuto is a reflection of you on some level, and she hates herself, and she hates humanity. So she wants to punish everything and everyone more or less. And would that be a perfect weapon for doing that? The Bankai would basically just be that it turns into a large, like the blade itself or the whip itself maybe grows a bit longer, but it is mostly now you just have 9 cat of nine tails there. But that are it's a cat of nine tails is what I'm trying to say. It is a nine. It is a 9 segmented whip, except the other 8 whip blades or other 8 whips are made of fire. So unlike with the main whip, these whips have no solid foundation. In theory, they can actually be extinguished, which I think would translate to the Bankai's big weakness. I mean, the Zanpakuto is obviously is weak to water. Hayariatsu. It's also a very unique weapon in the sense it's a whip. Whips are not necessarily the best melee weapons, especially in a close range fight. The whips are mid to long range weapons. So the Bankai then translates that into, okay, I got all these whips that I can manipulate at will, but if you're able to extinguish one of my fire whips, that's the end of the Bankai. Hence 9 lives running out until you're down to your last life. And the Bankai, while he still has the power of the Bankai, the enhanced power, the last whip would be the only whip that remains. So ultimately, it'd be a powerful Zanpakuto, certainly, but it's not like I can think of at least 5 characters in Bleach who could overpower, if it were on an equal playing field, equal Ryatsu, who could overpower this Zanpakuto. Zaraki could easily just manhandle through there. He doesn't give a rat's ass about the fire, really. Honestly, Ryujin Jaka and Ichibei's abilities are more powerful. Let's see. I'm just thinking off the top of my head here. Shunsui Urahara probably could find a way out of there. Excuse me. Got my leg caught. So it's a powerful Zanpakuto to be certain, but it's not like the end all be all in terms of power. The only 2 Zanpakuto we ever see that are that powerful, frankly, would be Ryujin Jaka and Ichimonji. And really, Ichimonji is more powerful in its Shikai than it is its Bankai. So, either way, that's my thought on this character, Zanpakuto. What did you think? Let me know in the comments below. Until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.